So the most important learning experience, I would say, from my mentor. So maybe I should say a couple of words about my mentor that I was paired with. So he is somebody with a science background, but has been working in the venture capital side of things for many decades. So he's able to appreciate the scientific content of our discovery, but for me the main thing was that he was able to set us to rights, so to speak, when it comes to interactions with potential investors, outreach to potential investors. So I think the main thing that I learned from him, if I would have to name just one, I mean there's surely others, but is that we were thinking, okay, we can just go out and approach investors and ask, okay, listen, we have discovered this and we have this and that proof, and would you be interested in partnering up with us, investing with us, etc. But it of course makes a lot of difference whether you approach, let's say, a government agency, whether you approach an individual that might be willing or considering to invest their own money, or whether you approach a venture capital firm that invests clients' money. So, who would I recommend taking part in this Mentor4 Research program? I mean, the 8 people that were part of the first group, including myself, we had quite different backgrounds and we were at quite different stages, I would say. So some had an idea for an app, let's say, based on some scientific data. Some really just said, okay, we just want to learn more about how this works. And then some, like myself, we actually had a finding out of the lab that we thought we should at least try to commercialize. So I would say that there isn't really a necessity of having something very concrete. There isn't really a necessity to have sort of an invention, a finding, a discovery already on hand. At the very least, of course, you should be curious about how the sort of commercialization process would unfold if you actually then have a finding or an idea, and perhaps you have an idea already, so purely on a theoretical level. So the way it worked for us, I think, was very nice, because we got put in touch with experts from different fields, people that have experience in the pharma industry, etc., people that have gone through the commercialization process from an academic point of view. So I think for all of us, even though we started with very different backgrounds and at very different stages, being at very different stages, I think we all walked out there with a sort of a better understanding, and those of us who already had something in our hands, I think we also got quite practical hands-on information, and also the relationship, of course, with our respective mentors helped, and will hopefully also in the future then keep helping in sort of bringing this to fruition.